Hello, I'm Melissa Robinson, Communications Director for Henry County Government. This is Henry Talks, our podcast, and today I am with my co-host,
Hi.
Thomas White.
I don't want to talk much.
Thomas, you being shy today?
My boss is here.
Thomas, we do have a very special guest. Introduce her.
You don't understand. If I don't do this right, it's going to be bad for me at work.
Uh-oh.
What am I going to do?
Really?
Actually, Melissa, this is the nicest supervisor, the greatest supervisor you will ever have. The person that enables me, in fact, to do this podcast and come here despite my work schedule. The wonderful Assistant Director of Parks and Recreation, ladies and gentlemen, the legendary 37 years with Parks and Rec.
She was a baby when she started.
Donna Holder.
Yay! Welcome, Donna. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I know
that's what I'm going to be paying for at work next week. So.
I know you let him do this podcast so he's out of your hair and out of the office.
It's a little bit of a break.
Yes. Speaking of that, I'm going to tell you Donna's favorite joke.
Oh, gosh.
What do you call a cow with no legs?
I don't know what.
Ground beef! I know, I'm great. Don't worry, Henry County, this is going to happen a lot.
Stop breaking the fourth wall. So, Donna, tell us, you have been with Henry County for a long time, since you were just a child practically, and you've had so many roles. Right now, you are Assistant Director of the department. So tell us a little bit, well, first of all, what's really special this year is Parks and Rec's 50th anniversary.
Yes, we're very excited. It's a huge year for Parks and Recreation. Our 50th anniversary, we have events all throughout the year. Our next big event, we'll have Juneteenth. We'll have our Juneteenth event on June the 15th at Village Park. And then we'll have a big fireworks celebration at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And that will be on Saturday, June the 29th. And it's free admission, free fireworks show.
That's great. Free admission for everybody. Bring the family. I mean, that's a huge
Atlanta Motor
bonus.
Speedway.
That's wonderful. I think that's really great.
It's gonna be really great.
I can't imagine your undertaking, because you do a lot of events every year, not just in your 50th, but so many programs. So I guess that lends to like your team, like how you've built this great team, how they've
this city.
this city on rock and roll. Nobody knows that song anymore. But Donna, tell us a little bit about your team and about how you make this work. It's magic.
Well, it is magical. We do try to create magic at our events. We have a great staff and great camaraderie, and everybody just chips in and has a lot of fun doing it. So.
Very good. And then I know Jonathan Penn, JP, is the director and the cluster lead, and he is probably one of the most open people to new ideas. I know you brought a lot of new ideas to Parks and Rec. I know you have as well. So that must be a great environment to create and to work in.
He is a great person to work for. He's very high energy.
Yes.
Very understanding, very patient. He's a great person to work for.
We are leading the state on a lot of things because of that openness between JP and Donna. They give us the flexibility to create. I don't think we can oversell how important that is.
Right.
Every day I come in and I have the flexibility to do what I need to do to launch new programs, and it's because of Donna and JP leading that way and giving us the room to work.
That's
and because
great.
of that, we literally lead the state, and that's comparing to places like City of Atlanta with much bigger resources than we have. But we still lead the state in innovation and a lot of other things.
And we are Agency of the Year.
I was just about to say that. Yes, a little proud moment. That's a big deal throughout the whole state. So, I mean, that's noteworthy for sure. Right. And I know it has a lot to do with both of you bringing that innovation and bringing in the kids and adults. There's something for everyone. It's not just for kids. Parks and Rec is not just for kids anymore. Is that right?
That is correct.
We have, I know with you've started a lot of programs. We talked about these before. Can you just talk a little bit about some of them, like the chess program?
So we're expanding every day. In fact, yesterday I took some of my programming staff down to Animazing in Locust Grove. Mm-hmm. They are going to help us launch a Magic the Gathering group. I am making an intern learn how to play with me so that she can teach our teenagers at teen camp how to play Magic the Gathering. And the reason that we do this is we try to create a space, and JP likes to use this term, hashtag where everyone belongs. We're trying to create a place, seriously, where everyone belongs. Everyone has a community that they find in Parks and Rec, because it's not just for our athletics. It's not just for young people.
Right.
We serve the whole community. And so we're making sure that they feel that.
Absolutely. And Donna, if nobody's seen the changes as much probably as you have in Parks and Rec, I think, are you the longest running employee right there, right now?
Yes.
So starting out, when you started with Parks and Rec, where did you start? Were you,
We
I know
had
you were
a-
very young. So
We had a very small building in 1987 over at Spring Street, which is now Big Springs Park,
Yes,
and
okay.
they changed the name of the road. And
Right.
so there was a small building over there that had one room as a senior center and the rec department in the other room.
Wow, that's
Wow.
incredible.
So
And to see all those changes.
That's crazy. So
Yeah,
to put that in perspective, that was 1987. I was born in 1986. So let's put that in perspective here.
Really?
She has literally been working with Parks and Rec almost as long as I've been alive.
Oh, that's what every boss wants to hear from their employee.
No, it means
Good
that
job.
it means that she has a wealth of institutional knowledge
Yes.
that I will never have.
Yes.
And she is such a valuable asset to our department because of that. And by the way, I need off next week. We'll talk later.
So thanks for
See how I
bringing-
buttered her up for the
Yeah, that
leave
was-
request.
That was really good. That was really good.
Yeah, next is the raise, but don't worry.
If you could point to something in Parks and Rec through your years that has been the most impactful change, or an impactful change besides Thomas White becoming Thomas White.
Hey, you focus on your questions. I'm going to focus on my hand signals.
Okay, go ahead. So, what could you like kind of point to? And I know it's hard to narrow that down, so you don't really have to. But what are some of the initiatives that you've seen come through the years that have really made an impact with people?
I guess two of the biggest impacts I've seen or noticed were the SPLOS program, because
Yeah.
I was here when the first SPLOS program was initiated
Wow.
and voted in, and that made a huge impact on Henry County.
Sure.
It was very sparse,
Right.
very little funding, no parks that had been purchased. They were all donated lands or
Wow.
donated swamplands that had been drained, and
Oh, that's
they
incredible.
needed money to buy parkland. So that enabled them to start a whole new park system.
That's incredible. And so, yeah, SPLOS, I mean, it's coming up and we try to educate people about SPLOS, but SPLOS had a big role in the growth of the system. And how many, I don't even know how many parks there are, but do you have an idea of how many parks?
Between parks and facilities, we have 27.
Wow.
Did I say that right? 27 between
From a
parks and
two-room
facilities.
building to 27 facilities is
Right.
incredible.
And I come from a small town in South Georgia that was in the same situation as Henry County was at that time, in that there were no parks. Everything was donated land that we did have. There was one rec building and it was just an office. Think we had a set of softball fields, and that was pretty much it. There was no community connection.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that I see in Henry County. People know they're from Henry County. They know where their community is. They know that they can be involved. And now we're growing so rapidly that we're trying to get the word out. And that's a big part of our programs. And SPLOS, as you said, enables a lot of those services to be delivered to these
That's a
people.
great thing to point to, really. That is, I didn't even think about that. That's so significant.
Right.
Was there something else you wanted to add to that?
Yes, when the county decided to make someone full-time to do our special needs population, our therapeutic recreation,
Great.
and allowed us to get transportation, and then that program just took off. We're one of the top programs in the state.
I love
Right.
that. That is something to really be proud of and hang your hat on. We do so much, and you have such great staff doing it. Like people who truly just
Right.
care and love and want to grow.
Right now, as we speak, they are taking one group of special needs teenagers to the water park right now in Clayton County,
Great.
and taking another group of our special needs campers to a field trip in Fayetteville. Right now, all right now, we've got TR spread out doing that. It's amazing.
And how many people do you have in the therapeutic rec department? It's not a huge department, right, as far as staff goes.
So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
It falls under my division, and
Anyway, Donna, no, go ahead, Thomas.
we have Terry Nash, of course, our coordinator. Right, Terry Nash, our therapeutic recreation coordinator.
Terry's been here for a long time. She's
Right.
great at what she
Right.
does.
And then we have 4 specialists that work up under Terry and help with the day-to-day programs. And we've got several part-time staff members.
So
that put out.
So if somebody wants to learn more about therapeutic rec, but even in general, anything with Parks and Rec, What's the best way for them to learn about that?
I'm glad you.
Or Thomas.
They can contact
I'm
our,
not speaking the rest of the
Therapeutic
time.
Recreation Coordinator, which is Terry Nash at 288-7290.
Great. God, give me that number. Thomas, is there any other ways to communicate with Parks and Rec?
I'm not talking anymore,
Come on,
Melissa.
Tom. Don't be like that now.
No, follow us on social media, Facebook, and I did do the math this morning, and if we keep growing like we are, we're going to surpass the county page. But anyway, with followers, just wanted to say that.
Okay, so that's pie in the sky, and you haven't done it
just
yet. Okay, it's fine.
No, we're not even close.
That's
We're
a
not even
bold
close.
statement.
We're not even
But
close.
I would be, and I want to talk. Do want to mention just recently, Parks and Rec unveiled the Wall of Kindness dedicated to Tim Coley, who you worked with for many years, and was an instrumental figure in Parks and Rec in growing the program. So, what did that Wall of Kindness and the idea of it mean to you? It must have been a very full circle moment for you.
It was when I was a Parks and Rec kid, and our first director was officiated our ball games, basketball and softball.
Was that Charles Bledsoe?
It was,
Okay.
and that was, and then Sandy Craig. She used to run one of the youth associations, and later on she was the assistant director over me, and then. Charles Bledsoe was also one of Tim Coley's mentors.
Right.
So when Charles retired, he wanted Tim to come back as the recreation director here. And so we had a lot of great years with Tim, and we even had a little bit of time where Tim and Charles were there together for a little while. So that was those were some special months that we got to have both of them both together running the department. And then, but the Wall of Kindness was a great way to try to remember Tim and all the many acts of kindness that he gave for the community and our staff.
That's so, and he was somebody who did so much behind the scenes. You didn't even know. Most people didn't know about half of that, but the stories come out about how he helped so many people on his own.
Sure.
And then the mentorship of Charles Bledsoe to Tim to you, and then the people that you're inspiring today in your department. Because I know there's a ton of people that really either love you or are really scared of you, and that works both the ways. So, no,
Or
you are beloved for sure.
Or it's both. And you wake up with nightmares in the middle of the night, but it's okay. It's okay. I promise I'll get that done, Donna.
Wait, Donna, if you could tell people right now, like what they should be looking for as far as we talked about the two big events coming up, but you still have a year's full of events that you're going to continually update, right? And there's a calendar out there somewhere.
There is. It's on our website.
Yep.
On social media as well.
That's www.hcprd.org.
Org. Okay, I don't know what that was. Go ahead.
Wow. Should leave the music to the professionals.
Anywho, Donna, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
And Thomas, thank you for talking about yourself so much, because we really learned a lot.
You know, it's my pleasure to
It's-
educate you on me
It's
every
always
time that we
important
get
to hear about
together.
your childhood growing up on the farm.
Yes.
And
Yes,
the one
definitely.
house, the one room schoolhouse that you attended.
One room schoolhouse. How did you know? Melissa, you're so intuitive. I love it.
You talk a lot, so.
I love it.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for being here. Again, the website is
www.hcprd.org.
Yeah, so check it out. There are so many things for everybody at Parks and Rec. Classes, sports, adults, kids, everything. So just check it out. Come and participate, get healthy, have fun, and enjoy the rest of the summer with
Melissa, we are really trying to create a space where everyone belongs. And the reason we want to do that, it's
Why,
two
Thomas?
sentences.
Why, Thomas?
Because Henry cares. Henry committed.
Which is true. Okay. Thank you, Thomas, for the reminder.
It's my
Thomas,
pleasure to
thank you
be of
so much. I know you're
service.
busy.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching, and we will see you next time. Thanks.